Let's continue then. We can go for some happy news for all you Australians out there.
Yes.
Eurovision adventure continues. At least in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest held in Bulgaria this November, Australia has got the chance now to compete with other countries for getting that trophy. And many speculate that this means that Australia is also going for a second try in the Senior Contest in May.
Yes.
So, Matt, do you think that Australia will be back again?
Well, here's the thing. John Olason said, that the 2015 participation was like a one-off thing to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the contest. And I'll say one participation, my arse. It's anyone who, I'm sorry, excuse my language, but when they said, Australia, yeah, they're going to be a one-time, thing. They won't be back. I'm like, who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? That's not a thing. They're going to be back. Maybe not in 2016, but they'll be back as a permanent member. And there was already some of the discussions going on that they implied that, well, maybe they'll come back and we make them a permanent member of the EBU. So I'll put money down, a lot of money down on, yes, Australia will be back in 2016. That's my thought. What do you think, Calvin?
Yeah.
Or Adam?
Yeah.
I'm a part of a fringe group of conspiracy theorists who think that saying it was a one-off participation was a nice out if they didn't get a positive response. But outside of some parts of the really devoted Eurovision fan community, the response to Australia's participation was massive and extremely positive. Guy Sebastian managed a fifth-place finish and stormed the scoreboard, and the song was really great, and everyone was really fond of it. So I would be very surprised if the EBU says to the general Eurovision viewing public, no, Australia is not coming back again.
I start to think that it is meant to be that Australia is going to join us forever. And I think that, and I don't know what I feel about it. I feel like I'm not totally against it, but I'm feeling also a little bit, I have a problem with, I have a feeling that Australia might destroy the feeling about Eurovision. And I'm thinking, isn't it better to have it's not only Australia joining? I mean, maybe put a place for any non-European country. It doesn't have to be Australia every year. It could be China one year, USA one year.
Please no.
Okay, why not, Calvin?
Because we would ruin it.
Why?
Because Eurovision is the anti-American pop music thing, and the US has its own very processed image, which wouldn't help with that. But I'm sorry to interrupt. Go on.
No, but I don't know. But I'm not totally against it. But I'm afraid that Australia might, at least if they come back, I hope that they will be in the semi-final, because they aren't having the same economy as BBC or the French or the Spanish, for example.
Yeah,
they don't have it.
Yeah, and that is correct. And Calvin, you made a really good point about, it may not have been as popular with like the die-hard fans in the community, but it was incredibly popular with like the mainstream, the casual viewers. So I am seeing it from obviously a die-hard fan point of view. What bothered me the most about the participation, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy for the people in Australia because they're the biggest fans out there, and if a country deserves it, it's them. But I didn't necessarily agree with the way it went down in terms of, the EBU making an exception to the rule. While there are other countries who are trying to apply to be part of the European Broadcasting Union, to take part in the contest, like Kazakhstan is a prime example. Exactly. But Kazakhstan, when you hear it, like, it's not necessarily people go crazy over like, oh my God, Kazakhstan is taking part. That's so exciting. It's like, that's not a country that's on anyone's radar. It's kind of like, nobody cares. So I'm all about fairness, and I know that only goes so far. So I'm hoping that if Australia becomes a permanent member or a guest member in some shape or form, that the EBU takes into consideration, there are other countries who may not be as flashy as Australia, but still want to take part, and I would like to see that happening.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
I would definitely like to see nations like Kazakhstan that are trying to present their culture, if nothing else. But I also hold that Australia is kind of a special case because they've been screening Eurovision for 32 years. Yeah. It's a massive draw there. and it's an opportunity for more viewers and greater interest in the contest for the EBU. So I don't agree with their excluding Kazakhstan and the like, but I definitely see from where they're coming.
I agree.
I agree too.